Oh, no, we're not going to have a Tom Brenneman. I guarantee you that. As Castellanos hits it to left field, it'll be a home run. Dog was getting canceled and calling the game.
Oh, God.
Bro, that's one of the greatest moments of all time, bro. They was canceling that man as he was still calling the game. What's good, y'all? It's your boy, Pat the Designer, back at it again. We got the squad in the building. Yeah. Oh, God, that was funny right before we hit. Hopefully, we
Y'all
don't
didn't
have
hear
a
us,
Tom Brenneman. I want to apologize to the people of America. Who's old boy from the Cubs that hit it? It's always
Nick Castellanos.
Yeah, Nick Castellanos. Nick Castellanos is swinging a hit out the left field. It'll be a home run. Bro, absolutely canceled that man while he was calling the game. Hey, what's good, y'all? We got a lot to get into on today's show, man. Caleb Williams is ahead of schedule. The Chicago Bulls end up getting the 11th overall pick. Yep. And best and worst of the weekend, all that more in today's episode of the Windy City Breeze Sports Talk Daily. Hit that like button, subscribe to the page, leave that 5-star review. Y'all know what to do.
All right.
Hi-yo.
It's a good way to start this show off. All right.
Man, stuff been moving on this desk a lot.
On your side.
Without nobody. What's going on over here, bro?
Hey,
what's going on over here? The pettiest man alive, P Kid in the building, man. We also have the super producer Joel Holt back there, and of course Jordan JC. He's holding down on the ones and twos today. Kind of crazy. That's scary. What's he doing back there?
Something's gonna get disconnected.
How much steak did you have this weekend?
That's a good question. One.
Well, he was with us half the weekend, so
One.
The fact that the fact that you could count on him knocking down a steak a weekend is the craziest thing in the world.
I
Bro.
enjoy my weekends. Thank you.
Knocking down a full steak a weekend, bro.
he had a tomahawk.
Yeah, a little tomahawk action.
Big tomahawk.
Oh, God.
Big tomahawk guy.
That's dangerous. That's dangerous. Hey, man, we got a lot to get into on today's episode, man. Starting it off with Caleb Williams. I mean, I love what I'm hearing out of training camp, minicamp, rookie minicamp. Yeah, I mean, you gotta go all the way back to it. But Caleb Williams, according to Kerry Joseph, as being quoted here, when he talks about Caleb Williams, not only does he speak about him glowingly, but he talks about him as somebody who is already ready for the moment. Said Will did a great job. Will is his quarterback's coach that he worked with during the offseason. Did a great job of prepping him for what we're about to do now. Coming into minicamp, he was light years ahead of the information that he already had. He's one of those guys who wants to know why. You put something in, you put a play in, you talk about it, you give him the progression, whether it's run or pass, like he wants to know the why. Last night, probably about 10:30 or 11 o'clock, he texted me, hey, why are we doing this here? Why are we blocking like this? Isn't that his guy to block? He just wants to know. He wants to know the answers. I love hearing that because what was the biggest problem that the Chicago Bears had starting last season?
No one knew what to do.
Preparation.
I mean, my God, we started.
Period.
We started the season off, and we're just like, okay, here we go. Bears, Packers, biggest game of the year. We know they're gonna be ready. What the
Bears 65, Packers 3.
Yeah,
Book it.
Hey, how many times?
Other way around.
Hey, how many times did we pass this way?
That's a good question.
Okay.
Actually,
Hey, listen, hey, Pat, catch. You got tackled before it got to you. That's just all I'm saying.
There was too many problems, you know, and so hearing this now, hearing that the Chicago Bears, that Caleb Williams is coming into this part of training camp prepared, that he's coming into this part of rookie mini camp. And because you got to also understand there's a lot of people that are going to be, no matter what it is, he's the quarterback of this team, that are going to be looking up to him, that are going to be, looking for him to be the leader. You can't be the leader if you're not prepared to lead. Mm-hmm. I love the fact that we're starting here, and I know it's rookie minicamp. You can't blow everything out of proportion, but I do think it speaks to this young man's work ethic. It speaks to the fact that this is already in his DNA, and it's a great start. Again, when you're talking about the concerns that we had coming in when we were getting ready for all of the stuff going on during the Justin Fields, Caleb Williams era, the leadership was one of those things. You can't lead if you're not prepared. The fact that he's prepared, that tells me a lot about him as a leader.
I love the fact that, looking at more of this article in detail, how, you mentioned his quarterback coach, Will Hewlett, they started this extremely early, and it mentioned in the article weeks leading up to the draft that they were already working on his footwork, some of his cadences, and so this is already catering to. Well, of course, they knew they were going to get him. Like we already knew that Caleb Williams was going to be that number 1 pick, and so getting hitting the ground running. This is extremely important. You know, they want to make sure Ryan Poles wants to make sure that this is completely different from anything that the Bears have ever done, and they're doing a good job of getting it started.
No, for sure. And I think that, listen, I'm not going to sit here and tell you that doesn't play into this too. You know what I mean? The fact that Caleb Williams is, did we lose the internet? Did we freeze? Oh, no. Jordan just didn't switch the camera back.
Sorry about that. I'm just sorry. Update some. My fault, bro.
Hey,
I do need help. Yeah.
I'm not gonna lie. He was so perfectly still, I thought it froze. He was so perfectly still, I thought that the camera froze. No, but realistically speaking, to me, right, when I look at, okay, how are you going to start off your career here with the Chicago Bears? It does help him a little bit.
Yeah.
That we've basically known since you traded Justin Fields, he's going to be your quarterback. Mm-hmm. There was no deliberation. The second you did that, all the Jaden Daniels, Drake, Matt, shut up. We're not doing none of that. You know what I mean? Yeah. So it's basically had since that 30 visit, right, to kind of prepare for this. So there is a reason that he's a little bit ahead of schedule. But have we not seen this? Have we not seen quarterbacks that have time, that know they're going to be the number 1 pick, that know what team they're going to, that know, and they're not prepared when they get there? Well, did we all watch Jamarcus Russell?
I think it's a combination. It's a combination of things. I mean, they claim that they gave him the stuff for him to look at. The dude didn't want to look at it. So, for us to finally have a system in place, a scheme in place that looks comparable. I mean, the big thing is that Shane Waldron, for example, wasn't a guy that was just a fired, has been, whatever coordinator. He fortunately for us, Pete got moved up, or
Pete Carroll
got moved up. So promoted.
You are now one of my valued employees.
So the fact that we got a coordinator that wasn't hungry for a job, that may not have. There was a reason that they were probably fired or what have you. So for him to come here, be part of that McVay kind of tree. Now, that doesn't mean that necessarily he's the greatest coordinator of all time that we're getting, but he sounds like a competent coordinator. So now to get this in place with this quarterback, by the way, we got 100 in the chat.
Oh, 100 in the chat!
We didn't shout out Breeze Nation, man. SWAT was number 1.
SWAT was number 1 in this mug today, was he? Big shout out to SWAT, man. We got to start giving something away for being the first person in here.
I was thinking about
nothing crazy, though. Like something small. Yeah, I mean, like a handshake. You know what I mean?
You can't.
Maybe a cube steak. Not a tomahawk. Maybe a cube steak for your SWAT.
What are you gonna do? Make tacos?
We're gonna mail him a cube steak. We're gonna mail him a handshake.
Hey, I get down on some cube steak, rice, and gravy.
Tacos?
Cube steak, rice, and gravy. I get down on some cube steak, rice, and gravy now.
Right now.
You come back down back there, baby.
Shout out to Jacob Capone tonight. He said, I look like I'm 17 again, but I've only reached 32. I'm actually older than all of that. Thank you, Jacob.
Yeah.
Appreciate you,
man. Yeah. Joe stole something from somebody.
Joe 56, bro.
Joe's old.
Now, you know what it is? When you let the hair go, you get the rest.
You know the part I love about this?
Is that what it is?
Like when you let the hair go,
the youth just comes.
The youth goes everywhere else. You know what I mean? That's what Joel is working with.
We can't give him a compliment without roasting him, because then he gets too big headed. So we gotta break it
down. That was my first marriage.
Yeah. He got married with Waves.
Oh, by the way, I've seen Joe stressed before. This man is happy. This man is happy.
He got married with Waves. He didn't leave that marriage with Waves,
bro.
She took everything, including the Waves. God dang, my boy. That's tough.
All right, moving on.
That's tough, bro. No, that's tough, bro.
Moving on.
She took everything from my man, including his Waves.
Hey, Joe, you look like this.
Just hair just growing.
But no more. Okay.
Anyway, shout out to Breeze Nation.
Shout out Breeze Nation coming through, man.
Shout out to my cuz Landon. We got Grady Williams in here. Dan Tanner.
Hey man, Grady, why you ain't show up, man? I wanted to see you in person.
We didn't. We didn't
brother.
Talk about the 30K party. Maybe we get into that for the best and worst of the weekend. It was best and worst. It was a good time. It was a good time. But no, I think that here's the thing when you look at Caleb Williams, kind of looking at the football stuff. You know what I mean? Like the the biggest thing that to me, because I don't expect anything from rookie minicamp. Don't get hurt. You know what I mean? Roma Dunze dealing with some tightness.
Yeah.
You know,
he's excited.
Karan Amagaji coming in, and he already had the injury in place. They knew about it. They got him on the timeline. Whatever. But like, all I care about is be prepared, learn something, and make sure that you're moving forward as far as getting in and out of the huddle, getting the playbook right, all of that. The fact that he's already to the point where Kerry Joseph talked about, he was like, we got the rookie minicamp. We was like, we got to start teaching him something. Like, we thought he was going to be here. He's here.
Yeah.
Now we got to start putting stuff in. Okay, now we challenging you. Now we're teaching you. Now we're putting new things in front of you.
Man, that's exactly what I want to freaking hear out of my number one pick overall of a quarterback peer. I mean, whether it's anybody, I mean, at this level, this magnitude of what you're asked to be as a franchise quarterback. It doesn't matter if it's the Bears, Panthers, any other team, the Raiders. That's the dedication you want, because a lot of people are invested in this. They want to see a good product on the field. So for him to take this that serious, I love it. And I'm happy that we're getting it done with this type of pick at this point in juncture.
Yeah.
So it's like, hopefully when we get out here in actual training camp, you know, that will look, I mean, the whole point is, does he turn from a top, you know, we just talked about him being rated like 23 already.
Yeah.
And then by the second, third week, he's the top 15. Is that what ends up happening?
Baby.
It could be. I mean, listen, there's no reason that can't happen. Because here's the thing. Preparation puts you in a position where you can start your season off. What do you say, man? I only have 1 or 2 more hangouts left in this marriage. I can't afford to waste them. I need to go to the Houston Bears game. Jesus, Grady.
I feel you there. Okay.
Grady,
Hey,
you opened yourself up.
Grady,
Grady,
my wife was there. It's okay.
Grady, I got one question for you. How's the hair? You know what I mean? How's the hair, brother? Are the waves still waving, bro?
Hey, Grady, put some certain letters in all caps if you need help.
You know what I mean?
You seem stuck, bro.
He's typing out a message in that
real.
mug. Help me.
By the way, most of our wives were there, so that's just you, dog. Anyway, moving on to this topic, though. The one thing I do love from this article, looking at this, is it said even when the rare rep did go awry, Williams made sure to get with the intended target, talk through the miscue, and then run a shadow rep to correct it.
Yeah.
That's a different level of preparation and professionalism than I would expect from a rookie coming into a situation like that. And so I love to see that. I just hope this is one of those situations where you're chasing perfection so much that you start getting paralysis from that, because we've seen it go the other way too. Like, I don't believe Justin was bad. I just think he was just like he felt like he had to be perfect.
He needed more time.
Yeah.
The contract, the timing, the structure, I mean, the coordinator, all those ingredients to have a successful quarterback, some of those parts were not there. He had the athletic ability. He could throw. You know, he could definitely throw the ball. It was just between the 2 ears and being able to process.
Yeah.
I do think he could be successful, but the timing just didn't work. You know,
to me, it's like you're looking at this. This is how I look at it. You have plenty of special talent that comes throughout the league, right? You know, you talked about Jamarcus Russell. We've talked about Kyler Murray. We talked about people who are extremely talented. But what separates someone who has talent from being extremely successful or reaching their max potential? It's what you do, you know, when nobody's watching you. You're getting into the playbook, learning the things that you need to learn so that you can be ready on Sunday, so that you can be ready on game day.
You know what this reminds me of? Peyton Manning.
Yeah.
Just wanting to digest, really own the offense.
Yeah.
Like, this is that type of hopefully that type of player.
Let's hope we'll have a Peyton
Is the
Manning
Andrew
season.
Luck comparison not a bad
Let's hope we'll have a Peyton Manning season, dog.
Oh, you mean this beginning?
I don't know if Chicago can handle a Peyton Manning season
but I'm
from Caleb
saying
Williams year one.
I'm saying the desire.
Peyton was bad year one, boy.
He was.
Peyton was just letting that mug fly to the other team.
No. Afterwards, when he got with Howard Mudd and there was the 2 guys, Howard Mudd and somebody else, he practically owned that offense.
Yeah.
And my point is the desire to just consume the offense and be able to really he wants to be good. He wants to be great. I think some guys talk it, but he seems like he's really determined, which is They're great for us because we've never had it.
Well, the one thing he said, he was like, as much as he's confident, you can tell he exudes confidence. The first thing he said is, I want to shut my mouth and listen to the coaches.
Yeah.
I need to absorb everything. I'm going to listen first before speaking to become a good leader.
Yeah.
It's not Tim Moore, Landon. It is Moore. His last name is Moore. It's Howard Mudd and something more. It's not Tim, but you're close. The other coordinator. Tom Moore. See? There you go. Tom Moore. I remember. There you go. Shout out to my cousin.
Good job.
No problem.
I'm glad we got there. I'm like, huh? Look, I be having to look at the chat. You be throwing me off sometimes. I'm like, who's he talking to? Who's Landon? No, I know who Landon is. But no, I think that's the other thing too, right? Like when you look at, to me, when you look at, okay, how are we going to be successful early on? How are we going to get this in here? It is everything that we've said, but also when that talent runs out, because clearly, I mean, I heard from Courtney Cronin today on the Chicago Bears podcast. That episode dropped. Check that out. Tap in with us. But the talent is there.
Yeah.
We heard that he threw to the same spot for 15 minutes, basically. You know what I mean? That you're not going to glean a ton from rookie minicamp, but what the things that you want talent-wise are there. I see in talent. Justin Fields is talented. I've watched him in training camp. He's talented. Jay Cutler is ridiculously talented.
Yeah.
But the question is, when the talent runs out, have you put in enough of the hard work for the hard work to take over?
Yeah.
And the fact that we're hearing this now from Caleb Williams, this is rookie minicamp. This is nothing.
Yeah.
Legitimately, if he came out of rookie minicamp and they were like, he threw passes, receivers caught him, and they left.
And they were good.
Nobody would care.
Yeah.
But the reason that, to me, the fact that he's already showing this level of that his quarterback coach and Kerry Joseph is saying, listen, this guy's light years ahead of where we thought he'd be. We have to start preparing. Basically, we have to start preparing for what we're going to teach him at minicamp because we didn't think we'd be here yet.
Yeah, I like it. That's
a great problem to have, and it excites me a lot for what the Bears have done. They also had some signings out of rookie minicamp this year. End up signing 6 guys this year that one of them, now this may be interesting.
Here we go.
Arthanasis Antetokounmpo.
Oh, I see what you're saying.
We got Leon Jones,
boy,
DB. We got Deshaun Mallory, defensive line, may make the team. Linebacker Paul Maloa, wide receiver Freddie Swain, tight end Tommy Sweeney, and wide receiver John Jackson. The thing about John Jackson being signed here to the Chicago Bears, which again, I love if this is the case. He is from USC. He has lived with Caleb Williams. He is one of Caleb Williams' best friends. And the Bears are trying to make Caleb Williams comfortable.
Do it.
That's what I want to see my organization do.
Do it.
I love hearing that we brought Johnson. Now, I'm not saying if he can't play, he should make the roster, but can he play good enough? Good enough? Well enough?
Gosh darn it.
Can he play well enough?
People like
good enough, well enough, same thing. Is he good enough to be on the roster?
Not to be on the roster. Can he play well enough to be on the practice squad?
Do it.
I am fine with you making the effort as a team to sit there and say, now, I hope that there is a diamond in the rough in all of this, right?
True.
Bears end up signing 6 guys. You would hope that somebody does end up. There's some positions of need there, right? I mean, realistically, I think wide receiver we may be set at, but I'm looking closely at Deshaun Mallory. I want to see what he's going to end up being if he can do enough to make this team. They love keeping DBs. It is what it is. But I don't need another wide receiver on this team.
True.
What I do need is my quarterback to be comfortable. What I do need is for my quarterback to feel like I'm in a good space here. I'm in a safe space here. And having guys around that are one of your favorite teammates, one of the good guys on the team, one of the people that you feel like you can confide in, that is important.
You have to making him comfortable considering how young he is in the wide age range that we have on this particular team. I say do that. But just make sure that it's one of those situations where this is a positive influence on him, especially being in Chicago. We all know you can get into some stuff in Chicago.
Oh yeah,
right. So if it's going to be a positive influence on him that keeps him on his P's and Q's while also trying to bridge that gap and can make connections with these grown men who have whole lives. There's people who have whole lives. There's people twice his age, nearly twice his age on this team. That's a hard thing for a young kid to come in and try to lead. I love the fact that Ryan Post is even considering.
We ain't got no 40-year-olds on this team.
I said almost. Round up.
Just cut it. I was about to say, I was like, who's 40 on this team?
There's a decade gap. Like
Bucky, you know what also makes Caleb comfortable? Getting Velus off the team. That has nothing to do with Caleb Williams.
Hey, I'm with you, Bucky. Yes, Bucky.
Bro, I ain't gonna lie to you, dog. When I heard, did y'all hear Richard Hightower this week when he was talking?
No.
Hey, he's still in the post-game press conference. I love Richard Hightower. Every question, good question. Every question, bro. Courtney, that's an excellent question. Phenomenal question. Keep it up. Like, you actually asked a good question if he says, wow, what a question. You know what I mean? What a great question. Like, that's when you know you asked a good question. But he's talking about Velus Jones. Well, he wasn't. They asked him, with the new kickoff rules, first off, can Tory Taylor be on kickoff? Is that a plan for you? And he was like, anybody that can kick can be on kickoff. So, that's always an option. We're not closing the door on anything. But then on the flip side is like, do you feel like the new kickoff rules benefit you, or who do you feel like they benefit? And he literally was like, yo, the first name he said was, he said, well, when you think about a guy who has the size and speed like Velus Jones does, I was like, oh my God, bro. What does he have on you, bro?
It is.
What does he have?
He has the speed.
Yeah, bro.
He must be killing it in practice.
It's here.
He must be killing it in
practice.
When you go to training camp and you see Velus does not mess up. That has nothing to do with you on the field, though. I know a lot of dudes that kill in practice and didn't make it on the field. Yeah, I mean, they call practice warriors.
What's his? Do we block well? What is he doing something else in these gadget plays we have for Justin?
He's got the speed. He's shifty. The issue is, look, if he doesn't fumble, he has talent.
Hey, bro, that's the biggest if in the world.
But he didn't fumble.
Hey, listen, when you cost us a game, no.
The year before that, he was
no. Because see, this is my problem. Saying that about Velus is like looking at Dalen Terry. He was like, you know what? If he hits the 3-pointer, he's actually a pretty good player.
Hey, Pat, how many is he gonna take?
None, because
that's different.
Might take one or two a game.
That's literally the same thing as saying when you have a competent center, at least he can snap the ball. Like, that's half of Velus's job is to catch the dang ball. So you can.
That's more than half. There is no job without catching the football.
I'm not necessarily defending him to we got to keep him, but I noticed that the end of half of last year when he was in the game, because we were all nervous, like get him out. He did not fumble the ball. He was actually competent.
Hey, Joe, what season was this? No. Velus Jones has 11 receptions, 127 yards.
No, he talking about on kickoff.
I'm saying when he was in the game, there were moments where Velus in the game, and we're all like, why is he in the game? Because we're all nervous that he's going to fumble the ball, but he didn't. And I'm saying that the times that we've seen him at the second half of the season, at the end of the year, he didn't fumble the ball. Now, the year before that, we wanted to shoot him.
I just think the tough part about that is if the thing now, and Courtney brought up a good point today. She, by the way, over 200 in the chat.
Oh,
200. 200.
The reason I brought up the stats
didn't they put him in the backfield?
He got end arounds. He got some end arounds.
Yeah,
he got some receptions, but for his career, they had him as 11 receptions.
Well, he wasn't getting on the field
anymore. Last season he had 4. He had 2 fumbles.
Well,
so he made it count.
Hey, here's my favorite part about it. He got benched 3 games last year? 4 games last year?
He had 5 punt returns.
You know what I mean? Like, here's my thing.
I don't see no fumbles.
Here's my thing.
I don't think
if the only talent you have, and not to say you don't need this, but if the only talent that you have that keeps you on this team is kick returning.
He had 0 fumbles last year.
That's impossible.
That's fine.
That's
he did muff a couple, but I think we got him back. What I'm saying is, I think we got him back.
I did see some improvement. I'm not saying we got that. We saw improvement from him. That's all I'm saying. So
but here's my thing. If the only thing keeping you on the team is returning kicks, 0 punt return touchdowns ain't enough. 0 kick return touchdowns ain't enough. Average kick return of 27 yards. The kickoff start at the 25 if you let it go into the end zone. Like that's my point. Like what is keeping him on this team?
If you want to cut his whole career,
I'm just saying, bro. He returns it 27 yards.
These extra 2 yards ain't doing it for me, baby.
Bro,
shout out to Robert Lee. Thanks
on the first play, I can fall 2 yards for you. You know what I mean? If that's what we need, pay me like him. I fall 2 yards.
This man killed his whole career.
And it's not to say. Here's another thing. I think the kickoff rules this year. I'm not gonna lie to you. I think the kickoff rules this year may completely change the narrative on him.
Yeah,
but
it's gonna put an asterisk by it.
I don't care if it's an asterisk. I don't care if it's an asterisk.
Everybody's gonna have better return yards.
Absolutely. I don't care if it's an asterisk by it if he scores. You know what I mean? Like I could care less. But here's my thing. He doesn't do it at a level that somebody else couldn't do.
I don't.
That's what I'm talking
about. Now to that point,
Dante Pettis is a better kick returner than he is.
Oh God.
They pulled,
right now.
No, was yanked for playing. So you're not
for
who?
Velus
For a reason.
Velus was. Yeah, he was pulled off the
field.
field.
That. So the point is that he wasn't given the opportunities because he muffed all of his opportunities. No pun intended.
Joe, you only get a couple.
Or pun intended. But the whole point is that yes, now does he get another shot? Again, he didn't fumble last year. Maybe, or he gets cut in the beginning of a training camp, right? Because if he starts going through the process and it don't work with the new rules as they practice, then maybe he is gone.
No, he's gonna be fine in practice. That's the thing.
He's
gonna be fine in practice. He was so good in practice last year. I was like, he may have fixed himself.
I remember you saying that.
The first game.
I remember you saying that.
Of preseason.
Bright lights and the big city.
The first game of the preseason.
Muffs.
We ain't even playing for real yet.
He was a muff master.
He loves a good muff. You know what I'm saying? Can I get away with it? Am I gonna get away with it? You know what I mean? But no, I just like it's my thing is, and Ryan Poles said this year. It's supposed to be hard to make this thing.
Yet Velus is here.
That means that you're running out of opportunities for him to make this team.
He doesn't have much to. He doesn't have enough room.
I wouldn't have you on the team right now.
Hey, so how tall and big is John Jackson? Let's say pause. How tall is John Jackson the third? He's 6'1", 215.
Who's John Jackson?
Hey, we could put him.
That's Caleb's
Hey,
guy.
we could put him as a returner.
Well,
fast though.
Here's my thing. You got to be Devin Hester for your whole job to be kick return to me, or Cordero Patterson.
Patterson.
I love Cordero.
I did love Cordero. I would love to get Cordero back, but he ain't coming.
How about
like
the Bears?
But you gotta be that level of like the ball touches your hand and you can make something magical happen.
Yeah.
They talk about Velus like that. He not that.
I thought he had some of that.
Velus ain't magic. What magic?
He not like us.
Wait, why are we stuck defending Velus?
No, you the only one stuck defending Velus. I'm clowning him.
I just said I saw some improvement about it. That's all. I'm not saying that I want to champion him. Well, I would like to see that with the new kickoff rules. Maybe he does thrive because he had a lot of setbacks. That's all I was getting at.
No, he definitely could. I said that. I think I made a video on the Breeze about that. I was like, is Ryan Poles a genius because he knew these kickoff rules were coming?
Nah.
And now Velus Jones is gonna be fixed.
Job always talks about me defending mid QBs, but he defends Velus.
I knew that was coming.
You knew it was coming.
I knew
you defend Velus so tough.
It is funny.
Where are we going with this combo, bro? What's happening right now?
I just said he stopped fumbling. That's all I said.
Yeah, but he didn't start doing other things better.
You tell wait. I never said Zach Wilson's a good quarterback.
I didn't say he was a good quarterback.
No, you did. Yes.
I said he could potentially turn it around.
No,
if you believe Velus Jones can turn it around fumbling in preseason, I can believe that Zach Wilson can go to a different situation, throw a touchdown.
Put it back on him.
Oh, I see you. Hey, listen, and this is how you pivot.
Nope.
Okay. This is how you pivot. I got you.
Nope.
See, now I'm logging in from now on. I'm logging into Restream from now.
That's so funny. Y'all have no idea the quarterback debate that we were having on this one. Who's the new quarterback? Did y'all was? Oh no, I actually agree with you.
Oh yeah,
you said
Jared Goff
because Jared Goff got the big money. Jared Goff got the big money, so he was talking about He's talking about Jared Goff is a good quarterback, and Joe was excited. He was like, good. Now Detroit will be mid for the next 4 years. And I was like, I don't know about that, but hey, Joe did get you though.
He got me.
When Joe hit you with hey, kid loves to defend mid QBs. I pray to God he doesn't defend Caleb Williams.
Or we're screwed.
Or we're screwed. If he defends Caleb Williams, we're screwed.
But my man's out here defending Bayless.
Bro.
He goes from Kirk Cousins. He said Kirk Cousins.
Dog.
He said Derek Carr.
He was
Howell.
He said Sam
That was the
Howell.
argument. Him and Justin Fields.
That's
who
the
was
one.
better?
Yep.
I think Sam Howell's a better QB.
Sam Howell might be winning that debate right now, but
I'm saying,
that's tough.
Sam Howell's a better QB. What are we talking about? No.
Hey, Tanner, don't get him started. Now he said Bajan versus Rippin for second string might be interesting.
Oh, yeah.
All kids take it.
No, I'm gonna just call Ghosted Judah.
Oh boy, here we go. But no, I just think that this team. Oh, there it is. There it is. There it is.
Hey, thank you, Chef. He got 4,000 yards. And he threw a lot of picks, but it is what it is.
Once again, it's 230 yards a game.
And guess what? Justin didn't throw it.
It's 230 yards.
Justin didn't throw it. 230 yards. Didn't throw it.
230
He
yards.
threw
a game.
200 a couple times.
Hey, guess who else didn't throw it? Lamar Jackson didn't throw it.
Yeah, I don't need it.
Are you talking down the MVP?
I don't know what kids on
Hey, you
anymore.
going with that one?
We had instant conversation before we got on.
What cracks me up is kids said Lamar never had a good game, and then I gave him 3 good games. He was like, "That's just a couple years."
You gave me 2.
I gave you 3.
You gave me 2.
His first game was good.
You gave me 2.
Dog, we
We had
do
this conversation. You gave me 2.
Dog, no, he had 2 good games last year. And then his first playoff game that he ever played in, he threw it was his second game. No, his first playoff game, threw 194 yards, 2 touchdowns. His second playoff game, he threw 365 yards.
I know, but at least you know I'm consistent, baby.
Anyway,
Nobody dies on a hill like P Kid is great.
Consistency, baby. That's all you gotta have.
Hey, kids last stand. Let me tell you, kid, we gonna start calling you General Custer, man.
Right, Kid Custer.
My God, we can't give up this hill. The hill was meaningless. The hill meant nothing to the war.
To you.
There he is.
Hey, it meant something to me. You know, okay. I wanted this hill. It's my hill.
Oh God.
And I died on it.
Oh God, man.
Hey, I still think Lamar's kind of mid. I don't care what nobody says.
Oh my
2
God.
MVPs.
2
2
MVPs.
MVPs.
Great.
Oh,
Hey, Jordan.
But
hey, Jordan.
Multiple good playoff games.
No, but Jared Goff.
Jared Goff is the answer. Jared Goff is nice though. I ain't gonna lie.
Hey, listen, he got 2 MVPs.
No, Jared Goff is nice though. It is hilarious that you ride. No, it is hilarious. It is hilarious that you ride for Jared Goff with like no MVPs or accomplishments, but you hate Lamar.
I don't hate Lamar. I just don't like his style of hate. I don't like his style of football.
You literally.
I don't like his style of football.
You literally said Lamar shouldn't have got paid.
I wouldn't have paid him that money. I would have paid him Jared Goff money. 212. I'd have paid that man 212.
His accolades means that he can be.
I'd have paid that man 212.
Money is worth the stats.
Hey, hold on, wait. That man held out, and Tyler Huntley had a good game. Go look at those stats. I'm just saying.
Sure enough.
Hey,
Tyler Huntley got through 2 tugs and 1 INT.
You know what
and he looked just as good as Lamar. I'm just saying.
I don't know about that. But you know what I love about Kid? I ain't gonna lie to you. Kid is the dude to be like you be sitting there and be like, Lamar's all right, but that Flacco guy, like there was just something about him back in the day.
Flacco had one good year.
There was something about him back in the day.
Flacco was mid.
Yeah, I mean,
Flacco was the new he's the epitome of mid. He just throws it. Now he's really, I'm gonna throw it up there and somebody gonna catch it.
Who, Joe Flacco?
Flacco was just throwing that bad boy up. Somebody gonna catch it.
Back then, yeah. No, back then
Even
it
last
was.
season.
Yeah.
Shazilla's over here talking about what, man? I mean, look, we were riding for Justin. We believed in him to a degree, but it also just didn't work out. So we moved on. But
Shazilla got to figure out how to get his mom off 79th corner, though. You know what I mean? That's Shazilla real problem. You know what I mean? Once he get her off of there, he gonna have a great life. But
the day after Mother's Day, Jesus,
and she was celebrating.
Hey, listen. Hey, Shazilla, as you can see, this is the wall. I don't know that guy on the other side.
No, you know what I love about it. He's really just the last dude to get fired up because at this point it's like I've moved on from the Justin debate.
Yeah,
we've all as a show moved on from the
it's over
Justin
with.
debate.
Done.
But for some reason in the chat, there's certain mugs that want to come through and hold on to the Justin debate.
And now
it's like, hey, we praising the quarterback that's in the building.
And now one of you clowns apologized for sitting there saying that I was wrong for saying that Caleb was going to be better. But here we are 2 months in, and y'all all sitting there saying, oh my God, we have the best QB. And I'm talking to the chat, not these people. I argue with them all day. But you all, don't think I forget. I am going to make it my goal. Now, my ADHD is going to make me forget. But I'm going to make it my goal. I'm making my goal to find those
where
receipts.
he was going with this conversation.
Shut up. I'm going to find those receipts because a lot of y'all was like, oh my God, you hate Justin. And half of y'all y'all burnt those jerseys already. I just want to put that out there.
Oh yeah, it is some us that absolutely just turned on Justin. But I mean, here's the thing.
But I was wrong because I said Caleb was going to be better.
But here's the thing, like, and this is like even with all the Justin news that's coming out of like kind of the Justin slander campaign that's happening now.
That's wild.
Like, what are we doing right now? Like he's gone, and I just don't care anymore.
Right, exactly. Like he was a bad team. So what?
Why?
Nobody said anything about that for 3 years.
Yeah,
he leaves. It's like
also if he had beef with Nick Foles.
That was
I don't give a rat's. Yeah, man.
That was interesting. That was a weird one.
It's like,
I can care less about beef with Nick Foles, bro. Like
I don't believe it one bit. That's just not the person that we saw. That's not the energy.
I mean, people can be different behind closed doors. I don't know what's true, but how I've met him, how I've seen him, he seemed like the coolest dude in the world. Seemed like he was great in the locker room. When you see him in the locker room, he seems like the kind of person that is enjoying his team. Like,
did you get diva vibes? Like they said, that report said the diva vibes. I'm like, no, I didn't get that.
I mean, that could be truth to like riffs in the locker room and stuff. Because I already forgot the man's name because we moved on. Who's the OC that we just fired?
Oh, you talking about
Lou Getz?
Yeah, you remember them hugging, making sure that the camera saw them hugging after the whole.
Yeah. I mean,
like
PR.
There's a little bit of playing around with that, but hey.
My thing is that we had an opinion on a topic. It didn't happen.
Mm-hmm.
And we've moved on.
Yeah.
And this is how we pick.
That's the end of it. You know what I mean? It is what it is. We were wrong. Okay, cool. And now we're on to the next. Like I just the every day on Twitter, the every day on Instagram, every day on YouTube. This guy likes Justin Fields. Guess what? Still do. Caleb Williams is my quarterback, though.
I would say it must have been a really for those who like, because Pat gets a lot of hate now. I even see it on the Chicago ESPN pod. It must be a real gut shot for those who have to sit there and hear Ryan Poles pretty much say that he kind of planned this out since January.
Oh yeah. Hey, listen,
like, how did you feel about that?
And I literally went out there and was like, ooh.
Somebody named Shai Zilla.
I was wrong. Oh, I ain't worried about that. Shai Zilla eating tater tots off his chest in his grandmother's basement. You know what I mean? So I'm not worried about where he commenting from. You know what I mean? We're not worried about him talking about somebody. What did he say? If Pat the diabetic worked out as much as he talked, Dude would be a world-class trainer. That's a weak joke. That was a weak joke. Yeah, man. It wasn't good.
It's all good.
Hey, you know what? You know what, Shai Zilla? Here's the one thing. You realize we're at work?
And he's watching us. Hey, man, appreciate y'all tuning in, showing love. Hit that like button, subscribe to the page, leave that 5-star review. Y'all know what to do. We got to keep this thing moving along, man. Appreciate y'all for showing love. Appreciate y'all for showing hate. Appreciate y'all for showing up. Hit that like button. Stop playing with your boy, man, because we got a lot more content coming y'all way, and this is what we do
for work.
On God. Listen, I will say this, though.
Oh, here we go.
All right, now we got to talk about these boys, boy.
Here
we go. Hey, I was having a great time.
Hey, Joe.
That logo popping up.
Hey, Joe, you could defend these guys.
I don't know. Between y'all two having a mid-off, you know what I mean? Like, I don't know who's going to defend the Bulls more. The Chicago Bulls get the 11th pick in the 2024 NBA draft.
Mm-hmm.
That's so disappointing, dude.
You know what? I actually feel good about this pick. I'm going to play devil's advocate. I feel good about this pick. You want to know why? Because it's not top 10. It's not top 5. I have no faith in AK in a top 5 situation. Want to know why? I still don't know what my top 5 pick was from a couple years ago. What was that guy's name?
Patrick
Williams.
How
dare
you?
No,
how dare you?
Oh, okay.
You knew what his name was. You're just going to throw dirt on his name.
Hey, listen, it's two
right.
Williams. It's only one Williams that matters in Chicago at this point.
It
ain't him.
That was good. That was good.
You know,
that was good.
That was a good one. I give it.
That was good. I like that.
I kind of wrote that on the fly. You know, so at this point, I'm just saying, like, look, this might be the inverse of what Ryan Poles does. Because I don't trust Ryan Poles in late picks in anything. Like,
so you think we're better?
Why?
The Bulls brass is better.
You don't
with
trust
late
Ryan
picks?
Poles in late picks. Ryan Poles,
He killed in late picks.
all his 5th round picks have been serviceable guys.
except receivers.
hey, except for the receivers.
Yeah, it's
Like,
a position that
it's
he's
the-
bad
yeah,
at.
the-
Like,
yeah.
Well,
I
shoot, the receivers ain't late picks. We picked Velus Jones in the 3rd round.
Third round.
You see what I'm saying? this is an 11th round pick. Maybe it's the inverse.
Yeah.
I mean, 11th pick. Excuse me. Maybe it's the inverse. Maybe we will get one of these guys up here.
Well, no,
to
this is
actually do
the
something.
top 5. We're not going to get these guys, but we
well,
just.
how do you know? Well, nobody's like.
I'm gonna be honest with you.
definite.
Well, those are considered in the top. So,
These are the guys that are
and
considered
then
top
these are the
5.
guys
But
that are considered that we could possibly get
Oh, boy.
at 11.
Hey,
Boy,
why you right here?
And
look like
my
somebody
guy
we
is Zach
Bro,
Edey.
Gold dream is coming
Hey,
true.
Ron Holland looked like somebody we already drafted. Like who?
Yes.
Oh,
He
you
looks
know
like
what I'm
Julian
talking
Phillips.
about. There he does. Yes, he does.
yeah, you do.
We don't need that guy.
Tony Snell Jr. over there, Cody Williams.
Right.
I think what's funny about this
This
is
dude look like Larry Markin.
a little bit, yeah.
The cow look
I like,
Larry Markin.
hey, listen, I like Filipowski though. I like Filipowski. I ain't gonna snap with you. Zach Edey looked like Sid.
Yes.
Look like who?
Zach Edey
Hey,
looked
he
like
look like
Sid.
he look like he about to blow
Oh,
up Buzz Lightyear. That's what
Oh
it
my
was.
God.
Yeah.
The big
Okay.
one.
Oh, I wasn't even talking about that Sid. Dang, he looked like both Sids.
What Sid you talking?
He looked like Sid from Toy Story and Sid from Ice Age.
Oh my God.
Wow.
Jesus.
Bro, I love it. I love it. No, but here's my thing realistically. Like the names are irrelevant to me. The picks are irrelevant. The players are relevant to me because the part that is relevant is what is this front office going to do? How is this front office going to utilize the 11th pick? The 11th pick is not a bad pick to have. Now, maybe in this draft, it's this is one of those drafts, right? Like the Anthony Bennett, Nerlens Noel.
Oh my God.
Where you talk about basically 3 guys coming out of that draft. I think CJ McCollum was out of that draft. Giannis was in that draft. But there's going to be players available to you, right? Like whenever you talk about a down draft, right? The Patrick Williams draft was supposed to be a down draft. But there were 3 players that went after Patrick Williams that I would absolutely love to have on this team.
Oh, wait. I just told Jordan to look this up. Notable 11th picks in the NBA.
One of them's in the playoffs.
2018, Shai Gilgeous-Alexander,
Absolutely.
Malik Monk in 2017, Domantas Sabonis 2016.
Absolutely. The 11th pick is not a bad pick.
Miles Turner in the 2015
You're
draft.
abusive.
We took Dougie McBuckets in 2014.
McBucket.
Of course, we get the worst one. Michael Carter Williams, the one-year wonder,
Yeah, it was terrible.
2013. Klay Thompson, 2011.
JJ Redick.
JJ Redick. Yeah, there you go, JJ Redick. Bonzi Wells. There's been a few guys. There is actual hope.
Well, I think
Allen Houston, Robert Horry.
but here's why it gets tough, right?
Devin Vassell?
No, there were 3 guys in that draft that I
Devin
said absolutely could. But where it gets tough is AK misses him. This is an 11th overall pick, and AK doesn't evaluate talent as well as we thought.
Hey,
At least through the first 2 drafts that he's had.
Pat, there's more than 3 of them because Aaron Naismith just had a game the other day.
Yeah, but
Aaron
Naismith.
Naismith been a solid.
But Aaron Naismith,
We
I'm not
literally just lost
tripping
like
on
a-
Aaron Naismith.
Hey,
Did that
Tyrese
rock
Maxey,
the ball?
Aaron Naismith, Quickly, Halliburton, Vassell. No, that's a lot of people he missed.
Well, I think the biggest sin I always say for AK is when you take Patrick Williams and he wasn't even the best player on his team.
That's crazy.
I didn't like that.
You know what I mean? Like,
Bench player
there was one player in that draft that got me out my seat. I ain't gonna lie, Halliburton didn't get me out my seat. I watched his tape too. Halliburton was
I wasn't excited.
I was like, he's okay. Like, he a point guard. Devin Vassell got me out my seat. My problem with this team is that I don't believe that they can evaluate the talent well enough for you to be able to go out there and actually make the right pick.
Yeah.
That's the biggest issue with the Chicago Bulls. It has nothing to do with where the pick is at. If you could find talent, because here's the thing. The picks with expectation you've missed on. Patrick Williams, you talk about all the guys that went after him. Dalen Terry is the 18th overall pick. He's played the least amount of any 18th overall pick in NBA history. And the man that went right after him is Walker Kessler, who was at one point leading the NBA in blocks his rookie year. He basically played like Jaren Jackson Jr. minus the 3 ball.
No, well, he got drafted 4 spots after him, so that means he had even more opportunity to get him.
It's just like that's my biggest concern with all this, because you hit on Io, maybe you hit with Julian Phillips, maybe you found a couple of gems there, but they're second round picks. If they are rotational pieces, we're excited about what we're getting out of them.
I'm gonna be honest with you. I think another issue with this team is player development, low key. You talked about Io. I feel like some of these players are really good at personally getting better, like using the off season to enhance their skills. But the development staff that we have, I feel, is overrated, because you look at someone like Larry Markkinen, who
we didn't have one. Larry didn't have a development staff.
Larry didn't have. Okay. Well,
he didn't have a shooting coach.
We just got.
Most teams in the league don't have shooting coaches though. I believe there's 12 teams in the NBA that have shooting coaches.
The premier ones do.
Well,
no.
Then
Golden State don't have a shooting coach. Lakers don't have a shooting coach.
Lakers don't have a shooting coach.
I don't believe the Lakers have a shooting coach. I think that Miami has a shooting coach. Well, that's because
Miami does.
I
do know Miami.
But LeBron brought a shooting coach, and the Lakers get the benefit from it. That's really what happened there. But it's just I'm not tripping on like the coaching staff, I'm tripping on because where do you stop the line at? Right, Kobe White all of a sudden gets better. Well, who developed him?
Dribble too much.
Did Kobe White develop himself? Did dribble too much all of a sudden magically develop Kobe White? Billy Donovan has nothing to do with that. Where do the lines stop? Because if Kobe White sucks, we're sitting here saying, well, Billy Donovan, you did nothing to develop him.
You gave him time on the floor.
You know what I mean? Like that. Yeah. Like to me, the lines are blurred on player development, but you got to pick the right players to develop players. Everybody's not good. Everybody's not an NBA level player. Everybody's not NBA caliber. Everybody's not.
Hey, Drew, that's actually a fact.
What?
Golden State shooting coach. Coach is their shooting coach.
That's a good point, actually. I'll give you that. But I'm talking about an actual shooting coach. But yes, that is a good point. Steve Kerr on your team is a coach.
That's all you do.
He's a pretty good shooting coach.
That's all you do.
Dale Curry hanging around the facility as a shooting coach
doesn't hurt.
You know what I mean? Michael Thompson just walking through like, no, this is how you do it, baby.
That's crazy. I'm not a fan of Billy Donovan. I think he's
not either.
Okay, coach. Yeah. I think we're just stuck regardless. When they extended him, that pretty much locked us into this kind of mediocrity that we're dealing with. So, even if you, like you're saying, get a player. I think until I could see where if they let him go and there's somebody let's just say they get somebody that actually has a talent or as a coach, and then they take this team, I think it's a whole different mentality that you can put on this team and maybe have a different message. Because we have some talent, but hey, give me Zach Edey. I don't care what they say.
Ugh.
Yeah.
I mean, that's one thing you can teach. I will say this, that we talk about what do the Bulls need, maybe their deficiency outside of Nikola, who's getting older. Don't know if Drummond's going to be around or not.
Probably
size. It's size. So we do need someone with some size. That's something you can't teach. So along with hopefully one of these players hitting and then picking the right person, Zach Edey in the mock drafts does kind of go after the Bulls at the 11th. So maybe we do get the 75.
Yeah, long way after.
I'm fine with it.
30th pick.
Nobody wants to hire Mark Jackson because I guess he's too, what is it? Preachy or Mark his religious.
I do believe that Mark Jackson is blackballed because Mark Jackson pissed off the wrong people.
He pissed off somebody based off of his religious convictions that they had to take the side with the owner or whoever that person was. So
more power.
So the money ended up.
You could say, he ain't coming to Chicago for those very reasons because that's a strong community here. So.
Yeah. No, he's not gonna be.
Hate to say it, my boy.
He's not gonna be back in the league. And I'm gonna be honest with you. I love. I'm not gonna say that you can't evolve as a coach, but Mark Jackson, like we hype up Mark Jackson like Mark Jackson was the greatest thing since sliced bread. He was a good coach. He was not a great coach.
I didn't say that,
but everybody always talks about Mark Jackson like that. I do love elevator doors. That is one of my favorite basketball plays ever designed. Because it's so smart. It's just like have big dudes set a double screen and stop you, and all you can do is just like having Curry cut down and just run up the middle of the lane, the two bigs closing. It's a genius design for a play. Yeah. Like I'll give him that. And I think he probably would be a better offensive engineer than Billy Donovan is. But I think. Listen, at the end of the day, here's my big thing. Coaches are products of their players in the NBA. This is not the NFL. In the NFL, I've seen great teams get poorly coached and great players get poorly coached, and you absolutely suck.
You know,
the NBA, I've seen David Black go to an NBA Finals.
That's true.
He's gotten carried.
Time out. David Black had a tremendous record before he came to the
he
NBA.
was a good
course.
coach.
He absolutely did.
He's a Hall of Famer.
Yeah,
without.
Yeah.
So like, I think that's
and everybody on that team says he didn't know what he was doing out there.
I think anybody that's on the LeBron.
It's almost like saying Mark Trestman was a great coach.
No, because nobody says Tyronn Lue didn't know what he was doing.
Tyronn Lue was one of the few coaches that told LeBron to shut up.
But he at the same time, you know what you're doing.
Lue was like, shut up. Like,
but at the same time, you know what you're doing. If I know what I'm doing, I'm gonna tell you, hey, shut up, I got this. If I'm sitting there and I'm not as confident in what I'm doing, and you act like you know what you're doing, like what's up, boy? Just got fired. Pockets. You know what I'm talking about it on the Lakers. Just got fired on the Lakers. Pockets.
Ham.
Darvin Ham.
Hey, Ham didn't know what he was talking about.
Bro, LeBron yelled at him. He said, "Give me the board. I got it." Board. Bro, LeBron literally said, "Give me the board. I got it."
I'll say this: Mark Jackson though didn't have enough time to develop into a great coach. I can't say that he wasn't a great coach simply because he didn't have a long enough coaching career as a head coach. He had 3 seasons. He had a winning season in 2. And they got progressively, like, tremendously better. Like, they were 23 and whatever, was it 23 and 43 the first year they came in?
Yeah.
And then, like, you know, so from there, I'm like, he didn't have the runway. Because if you judge Phil Jackson off his first year or 2, he's not a great coach. He's just a good coach. You know, they were on their way.
Well, wait a minute. I mean, well, the point is,
what year Phil get there?
I think it was
89.
No, I was gonna say he was
89?
pretty great right away.
No, he took over Eastern Conference. They went to Eastern Conference.
But they went to the ECF. But even still, like,
he was pretty great
he was
already
on the bench for a couple
He was already
years.
in that organization.
He was in that organization. Yeah,
he was on the bench for 2 or 3.
Yeah,
he was with Doug Collins. For the year or something like that. Right, because 86.
And then Tex was there too. Oh yeah, because Tex was already
87 is when they brought in Doug. And I think it was 2.
He was there 2 years.
88 was the Jordan goes bananas year.
Yeah.
89 they lose, and then there's 90 when I think
when they finally
because then that's the Scottie Pippen year and then the next year they
like,
after that.
In all actuality,
78.
Yeah, yes.
Knicks ain't won a championship since him.
Hey, the crazy thing is, in all actuality,
that was a random shot at the Knicks.
You know what?
He's the first person. He's the first person. Mark Jackson really changed the game. He said, "I got the best backcourt in the league." In the way that he designed it, he really, like, even Steve Kerr gives a lot of his credit to Mark Jackson.
Yeah,
he really just got them over the hump. And it's no disrespect to him because I don't think Mark Jackson could have handled what came afterwards. So, like, you know, you have to have been there to see what happened before. Like, you need that experience, and he didn't have that. But in time, I think he would have gotten him there.
Mark Jackson,
he's a good leader of men. He reminds me of Mike Tomlin.
Doug Collins.
He's like the Mike Tomlin without the ring to me. The way he talks about his players, the way he talks about coaching.
He carries himself.
Listen, I'm not saying he's a bad guy. I just think that when you burn bridges in certain avenues, you're not coming back. Yeah. And I also like I'm okay. Like I'm okay with I don't, you know what I mean? I don't need to go down that road again or have the Bulls be the team that you know breaks this barrier of him being out of the league. Like I just don't. Like there's coaches out there, but at the end of the day, you can't coach nothing if you ain't got no players. Mark Jackson, for what it's worth, yeah, he wasn't the Stephen Curry that we know, but he was still a really freaking good player.
Yeah, I think
you know what I mean? Like the players are what matter. That's the problem to me. Like I could put you know why Doug Collins is a great coach?
Is it Michael Jordan?
Michael Jordan.
Well,
you know where else Doug was great at?
Nowhere.
Thank you.
Washington. No, I would say
he was nice in Philly. Like, you know what I mean?
What I would say is that I agree with you. I'm not saying that Mark Jackson's end all be all, but it's just disappointing that if there is a quality coach that does not get an opportunity because there's other guys like say that just get the trip, slip, and fall into a coaching position, like kind of like JJ Redick, where it's like, you know,
no, JJ earned that one.
You think he earned that?
You know why? Because he's
Steve Kerr broke that barrier. You ain't got to be on the staff for 10 years. Steve Kerr was in a booth.
But Steve Kerr had like 5 rings.
He's also a GM at one
He was a GM.
No, he wasn't a GM. He was a president.
He was
He's president of
He was the
operations.
president of
For the
basketball
Suns.
operations for the Suns. He wasn't. He wasn't a
Yeah,
GM.
but he didn't. He ain't got
My point, and not necessarily to throw. My point is that it's not even to throw shade necessarily at JJ, but the fact is that
So shady to JJ.
okay, maybe a little shade, but the point is that it's unfortunate that out of the coaches that's in this carousel, and then with Billy Donovan, who I think we all thought he was an okay coach. I didn't think he was great because my point was what he did in Oklahoma with the talent he had, he didn't do anything with it. So he comes here. I never thought we were going places with that. But what would be great is if we find the next Tibbs, right? Because when he came from the Boston as a Boston squad,
Yeah.
no one anticipated that the Bulls would go number one that year. But they ended up being number one in defense. They had a good scheme. They had the talent and some players, but they put a good team together, a good coaching squad. So, where do we find
But where does it
that?
start, though? But where does it start?
Right. Where does it start? Where do we find
What I'm saying is, where does it start? You brought Tibbs in to coach who?
Rose?
There it is.
Pat
Ain't no
just
Derrick
knows
Rose on this
everything.
team.
No, we have. Yes, we have. We
You shut your whore mouth.
we have Patrick Williams.
Oh yeah.
Hey, that's what it comes down to me. Listen, Billy Donovan was one of the winningest coaches in the NBA when he had Russ and he had Kevin Durant and he had Paul George. Why? Because he had Russ, he had Kevin Durant, he had Paul George. There's no secret. It's basketball. Yes, coaching matters. Coaching matters in those crucial moments. Coaching matters in those moments where you're sitting there and you're trying to last 2 minutes of a game, you got to shut somebody down. You got to drop a defensive set. You got to drop an offensive set that's going to win you this game. Coaching matters, but it matters a lot less in majority of the moments because if I got LeBron in his prime, we going to be up 20 by the end of this game, or we going to be up 10 when LeBron started. By the end of 10 would kill you back in the day. If you was down 10 with 3 minutes left, the game was over. That's a crazy time in basketball.
Yeah.
And this is not a this and or that. It's a this and that, because you're absolutely right. He was great when he had great talent, but he also has the same flaws with that talent
100%.
he has now. And so realistically, he only has that record because of the talent.
But hold on.
I'm looking at people who before they had stars who they are. Like Mark Jackson had Steph before Steph was Steph.
And
He had Clay before Clay was Clay.
He had Steph and Monte Ellis.
Yeah,
Monte Ellis. It's like he only had one person that would actually say and has been on record to say he handled him wrong, and that was Draymond. Draymond said that he would have been out the league if Mark Jackson was still his coach. He's actually on record.
Oh yeah,
right. But that's only
one to be a spot up shooter in the corner.
There's only one player. Outside of that, he actually coached that. So it's not like a Mark Jackson thing, but it's like having coaches who can actually get me over the hump in those critical moments and develop talent along the way. And Mark Jackson proved to do both. He took a scrappy team to help them get over the hump in clutch moments. And then when they failed in those moments, he knew exactly how to get them back. They all talk highly of him on that. Billy Donovan's not that.
I hear you though, but the player that Mark Jackson inherited is still a 19 point per game player in 2010.
Yeah, he doesn't make the top 15 in score. He doesn't even make top 20 in score.
But he's still a 19 point per game player. He's a player that you can build around. He's still a player that's shooting 44% from the 3-point line. You know what I mean? Like there's still a lot there that I can say.
Reggie Miller.
I got my guy, but Reggie Miller gets you a long way.
Yeah, the Reggie Miller.
Yeah, I mean,
without the dog in him.
Yeah, I mean,
but we have talent on this team though. Yeah, I really feel like it has not been utilized the right way. We have a lot of.
You about to trade them?
Who?
What I'm saying is between DeMar, even with Zach.
They all occupy the same space.
Well, okay, you're right. How do you utilize your talent that you have? We have freaking Andre Drummond, who's probably one of the best rebounders in the game.
I wouldn't want to keep him.
He's not going
to win you a championship.
15.
I can't.
You mean to tell me you can't get a guy that Dennis Rodman only rebounds? Because he only rebounds.
Because size and rebound to get LA a championship.
I'm gonna tell you this right now: you won't win with Andre Drummond because of how the game is called.
Foul trouble.
Andre Drummond be having 4 fouls before the second quarter get here.
Yeah. My point is that
you can't win with that. If I'm shooting in the bonus in the first quarter, we down 20 all of a sudden because y'all at the free throw line every third play.
Hey, Drew, I like this. Basketball is positionless until you get into the games that really matter.
Right.
At that point, it ain't positionless no more. Like the playoffs you see now, it ain't positionless no more. You know definitively what position needs to rock, when, and how, and they play it that way. It's only positionless when we doing regular season.
I don't know. Denver's still kind of playing positionless basketball.
Hey, where did Jokic kill? In the paint. What is Jokic a center? What do they normally kill? In the paint.
Yeah.
All his money came from back there. He didn't take a lot of threes. I'm gonna kill you right there.
I'm not talking about him taking a lot of threes. He's also still averaging what 9 to 10 assists.
Oh,
in this series. You know what I mean? Like when you when you a center that's kicking it out to Aaron Gordon, who's on the wing, who I don't know what the heck Aaron Gordon is at this point. He's a small forward, power forward. Nobody knows because we got a 7 foot tall power forward who's a small forward shooting threes on the spot up. We got a 6'5" point guard over it. You know what I mean? Like it's still kind of.
You take any dominant center and you put a bunch of shooters around him, but people who have excel at shooting.
I did. I am crying with you on that one, bro. Somebody told me on Twitter, they said, "Oh, you just living in revisionist history." I was like, "Drop your address." Listen, I couldn't believe when they said Wendell name. His trash self,
if PJ
bro.
ain't seen the shot, he ain't like.
No,
ever.
he is not.
I'm glad.
He knows this.
And so when you kick it out to him, I think first of all, he has a pretty jump shot.
It's pretty.
It's
a
pretty jump shot.
It's one of the more pure jump shots I've ever seen in my life.
But when you surround your big man with talent like that,
like when you pinky in it and then you pure. Good on the, a little on the gum. You know what I'm saying? Why they always do that in the movies? They pull a pocket knife out.
I don't know what you're talking
stab
about.
It. And
I don't know what you're talking about.
Oh, that's pure right there. That's pure. That's pure.
Oh, pure.
That's
100%. Yeah. Shout out to Nova, because this is my ultimate point too. I mean, we've talked about this too. Do you have a superstar? We got a ton of number 2 and 3 options. We have a lot of role players and players that are good with a guy that's going to be the main guy, but we don't have the main guy.
New York is telling you don't need
this.
one.
This actually goes to my ultimate question. Would you
got
trade the 11th pick along with maybe Zach to go up higher or for a superstar?
They said there's nobody in this draft that's like worth trading.
Well, I mean, here's the thing: there's nobody in this draft unless you find somebody in this draft. That's really I don't need. Here's my big thing. I don't need every pick to be right. I need my pick to be right.
Yeah.
I want Donovan Mitchell. We probably end up
give
with
me
Paul
Zach
George.
Edey and Donovan Mitchell.
Are you talking about trade to pick for a player?
A pick and Zach. And Zach,
considering how you play Monopoly, no, I don't want that deal.
How dare you? Hey, hold on. Put it on me. Hey, put it back on me. Who won last game?
You won the second game.
I
won the first game. You won that second game.
Hey, and who he break first?
Me, because I had
he didn't break you. He didn't break you. He broke you first.
Finally, I say.
Finally, hey, listen.
Because the meat has come back.
That was the greatest Monopoly hand he ever got.
Ever.
The way the dice fell for him.
Actually, low-key, I didn't have to trade, so that probably was to my advantage.
That's what happened. You didn't sabotage the game.
I got all the reds.
Usually, he guard packs beating his chest about Derrick Rose. We got you the team. Like, man,
I'll take it.
Who wasn't you gonna pick? You was gonna
right.
You was gonna pick Michael Beasley? Come on, dog.
I like the question. Honestly, no, because the one player that we could actually get, I'm gonna be honest with you, Paul George is gonna be on the market. Paul George fits on any team. Paul George has played point guard, shooting guard, small forward.
Paul George's health is the biggest issue.
His health is, but he played 74 games last season.
Yeah, that's
and
nice.
he's
been trying to say he's been a superstar.
Paul
for
George
15
has,
years.
and Paul George is a star.
He's a
Paul
good player.
Paul George is a star. Paul George is
I don't think you need a superstar anymore.
No,
I don't think the era of superstar has subsided to some point.
No, so when look at your championships. What superstar hasn't won a championship? Or what star-led team has won a championship? I should say.
I would say Denver, because
Jokic is a superstar. He's a 3-time MVP.
Jamal freaking Murray is a prop.
Well,
Jokic is a superstar.
No, hear me out. Because people say superstar is all about also the marketability and stuff.
That's
like
a good one, Drew.
It's kind of like the how do you categorize it?
He said George is like DeMar.
No,
it's
that's
a
crazy.
repeat of
that's crazy.
Hey,
Paul George is like
I
DeMar
love both
DeRozan.
of you all.
That's crazy.
That's false.
That's insane.
I mean,
Paul George was one of the best two-way players in the NBA for
a long time.
Thank you.
For 10 years.
Paul George on defense is probably better than DeMar, but I mean, as far as superstar status, I would put him on the same plane.
Paul George is a better three-point shooter.
Well, that's because he takes more threes.
Paul George is a better facilitator.
DeMar's actually got better
facilitator. Paul George didn't have to get better at shooting. He already was good at it.
No, he had to get better at three-point shooting. That's true. But like, Paul George also can play within an offense with younger talent better than DeMar.
Paul George can play opposite of another person.
Has his whole career.
DeMar showed that in San Antonio that he could be a facilitator.
Well,
he plays pretty well.
When I don't want to be nowhere, and I'm
alongside
just
Kobe.
throwing that mug.
He also had
No,
to
he
coach
wasn't a solid facilitator in San Antonio. But I would
Either
take
way,
Paul
we're screwed,
George.
fellas. It doesn't matter.
No, yeah. At
Is
the end
that
of the day,
the
no, we're screwed. No, the biggest problem with the Bulls right now is, like I said, it's talent evaluation. You have to be able to evaluate your talent, and they just haven't. Think about this: they've had 2 first-round picks since they've been here. If they literally pick in the first draft just the dude on the other team that was on the team that you went and scouted, you got a 20-plus point per game score at the number 4 overall pick. That's not a bad thing. If you, in the draft, that you needed size, go out and get the tall white dude that's running up and down the court, blocking everything, dunking everything, being one of the best rim runners in college basketball, instead of the dude that was throwing pick and roll passes to the actual talent on Arizona State and Dalen Terry.
If you just stop getting cute. Just stop getting cute.
You're trying to find 10-year pieces and have 2-year success. You're trying to. Dalen Terry is 20. Kobe White is 24. Now, they didn't pick Kobe White, but Kobe White is 24. Yeah, I mean, you're trying to find long-term pieces but have 2-year goals. Like that's my problem with the Bulls right now. And listen, we gotta get up out of here. But I just
wait.
We gotta do best and worst. We do gotta do best and worst.
DeMar averaged 24 points last year. Paul was 22.6. DeMar had 4.3 rebounds.
DeMar DeRozan and Paul George.
DeMar had 5 assists and Paul George had 3.5.
Hey, I appreciate you.
Field goal percentage was 48,
I appreciate you, box
47%.
score watcher. How many games did you watch?
I'm just saying.
How many Clippers games you watched this year?
I've seen more games in my
Hey,
lifetime.
you do
Hold
realize.
on.
Buddy.
I got it. Who's the Clippers point guard?
Here
we go. Here we go.
Please say you know who it is. Please say you know who it is.
You don't know who it is?
Only one of the better players.
Guess what? He's not a system player. He's a system. He's not. It doesn't help. He's not a system player. He's a system. Who is it?
I knew he did, bro. Hey, has
really
no
don't know?
idea he's even on the team.
I don't know.
He's not
You
a
don't
system.
really know for real?
I didn't watch
It's
the
James
Clippers
Harden,
games.
bro.
Oh yeah. He got traded over there. I
Oh,
remember
okay.
now.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
Old
Hey,
man Harden.
Hey, you know what happens when you have a point guard?
You don't have to
You
pass.
go out the
You don't
first
have
round.
to pass.
Hey, you
But
got the
the
first
point
round.
was that no. The whole point is it's still relevant because the whole point is that both of them being basically a small forward. All the comment was they had comparable numbers. That's all I
No,
was
the
saying.
comment was that they're comparable players,
And they're not.
We were just saying he had similar stats, is what we
They
said.
don't. But one
That's what
person's
that's what
stat
Drew
is
was
because
saying,
he's
that's
on a
what I'm
loaded
saying.
team with so many options, and the other person's stat is because he's probably the only option. And if you're
We
comparing
have a
those two
semi-loaded
situations,
squad, too.
it's not a comparison.
We have at least 3 guys that can average over 20-something points a game.
They have 4.
Okay, one more.
And 3 of them did it.
Kobe White freaking got better.
They have
So
4.
now we actually got there's our 4. And if Lonzo doesn't count because he's been
but
hurt.
you also have to be able to play well together.
I get that. All I'm saying is I think we have talent, but we have our coaching, to me, I think, suffers because there's enough talent on this team to kind of figure some things out. We should not be a 9th seed. We should not be playing in the play-in. This is a top. This talent has enough where you should at least be at least the top 6, top 5.
Absolutely.
If you're going to include Zach and say
Absolutely
Zach
not.
at his peak with DeMar,
That's what I'm saying. With the team, with Zach, if he was,
I agree with
that's
that.
all I'm getting at.
I agree that should a different coach would have made that work because he would have been able to stagger it. Ty Lue would have made that work.
That's my point.
Ty Lue's a good coach. Ty Lue's a top 5 coach in the NBA.
So, okay, well, give me a good
This is the
coach.
part where you're proving this point.
No, my point in all of this was for the level of coach we have, you have talent that he can't overcome. That's how most coaches are in this league. Nick Nurse on Philadelphia. Yeah, he absolutely get the credits. Hey, the face freezing was crazy.
That's a good one. That's a good
Nick Nurse on Philly accomplished the same that Nick Nurse accomplished in Toronto. Why?
But okay, like
Because Joel Embiid was banged up.
Like Swat said, marketing goes to Utah. I mean, we've had a lot of guys that have been here. We've had talent, and we've had trash coaching. We had freaking Jimmy.
Well, yeah, Jim Boylan is different. Like that,
but that's bad coaching.
That's bad coaching, but that don't have nothing to do with the situation that you're in now.
We just have a difference of opinion on how we view Billy Donovan.
I don't like
realistically.
I think he's.
I think he's mid.
I think Billy Donovan was a little, ahead of his skis. Let
me ask you this. Can we agree on this? If you gave Billy Donovan, what's the team that's still in it right now? If you gave Billy Donovan Indiana, would he be successful?
No.
You think he wouldn't be successful?
No.
With Tyrese Halliburton, Pascal Siakam, he wouldn't be successful.
I think
with
with
that
his
team.
He had Oklahoma. He's already proven it.
He went to the Western Conference Finals with Oklahoma.
And he could win.
But he went to the Western Conference Finals
because
he also never had a losing record until he got to the Bulls.
I don't think he would have been able to handle that just because Rick has gotten them clicking in a way that I don't think Billy would have. The way that he runs his lineup at times irks me, but it works for them for whatever reason. I think Billy Donovan would have played that team differently, and they wouldn't have seen the same amount of success.
I think if you give Billy Donovan talent, Billy Donovan will be successful.
Obi Toppin wouldn't have got as much minutes with Billy Donovan.
Obi Toppin probably wouldn't be on the team.
Because
clearly they passed him,
right? That's what I'm saying. So like certain pieces on Indiana, he just wouldn't utilize the same way. And I think that's also the issue with the Bulls. Certain pieces he don't utilize or put in the same position in his scheme the same way.
I agree with you, but I don't think that Monty Williams walks in the door and changes that. I don't think Nick Nurse walks in the door and changes that. I don't think that Mike Budenholzer walks in the door and changes that.
I think Mike does, because the one thing I could say about Mike over any other coach is Giannis has not improved. Giannis is the same player, has been the same player for the last 4 or 5 years.
Okay. It's a really dominant player.
Quick, Adrian's asking if we will address the Darnell Mayberry report. Are you familiar with that?
I don't even know.
Is it on? I guess he covers the Athletic.
Well, yeah, I know who Darnell Mayberry is. I just haven't looked at the report yet.
Then I guess that's enough. So.
I'm like, don't just cut us off of that. Anyway, so you were saying, Mike Budenholzer?
Yeah, I think Mike would have been able to get more out of this particular team because the way he schemed it, he actually schemed well for Chris Middleton to be more impactful.
But
Chris Middleton did show up for them to get it done. That's how they won. Chris Middleton closed out games, and he actually put the ball in his hand at moments where you're like, why does Chris have it? Oh, that's why he has it.
Yeah, but he also had big games, and when I needed you in the next game, absolutely did not have a big game.
So due to the fact that I think Mike is a good coach, he put him in positions where, all right, what you can do for me, I'm going to put you in a position to actually execute that well. And he did. In the moments they needed him, he showed up. Maybe in the other moments, he's like, all right, dog, I need more from you.
I'm going to be honest with you. They should have beat Brooklyn in 5.
When Kyrie went down?
And they had moments where it was lit because Giannis went down as well. And it was literally like,
KD was KD, bro.
Yeah, but it was literally, we need you. No, it was, we need a little bit more from you. We need you to just have a good game.
KD was KD.
And you got Chris Middleton putting up 15, 14. I hear what you're saying, but like, let's not get it twisted. Mike Budenholzer, before he was going to win that championship, was getting fired. The only thing that saved Mike Budenholzer from getting fired that season was winning that championship. And the next year, as soon as they finally could, they was like, get him up out of here.
I mean, he was in the same situation Pop was in 20 years ago. Pop was in the same situation with the Spurs. They had some success, and then they went on a run. Like, realistically, but Pop, no one would say that Pop was a bad coach. No one even remembers the fact that he was on a hot seat before Tim and the Admiral got it done. But it was the same situation. They came together, shortened season. He had a bad record. What's going on here? We're not seeing the success. And all of a sudden they pop off. They go on a run.
I don't remember Pop having a bad record. I think the only year that they had a bad record was...
It was like a mid-season.
Joe, we need some old insight here.
Hey, listen. Pop was going to get fired. Pop was going to get fired. They were going to
99?
Yeah, they were going to fire him.
I don't remember ever hearing about...
Was he the coach?
He has there's a documentary about it. He was going to get fired. Tim Duncan even mentioned they were going to fire Pop.
Oh, well.
And then it popped.
I just remember David Robinson getting hurt. They got the #1 pick.
It worked out. All I'm saying is like it worked out.
What year did Pop start coaching there?
I don't remember him being that long.
Yeah, that's what I was gonna say. Like my whole
wasn't like Avery Johnson the coach or something? No, he came on later or something, right?
The Spurs, like how
it's a legit documentary. I can send it to you.
I mean, I hear you. I'm just saying, like
Pop was on a hot seat.
Pop would have.
I don't remember.
Pop would have had to be on the hot seat.
Oh, he got in there 97.
He got there in
So that's the
'97.
rookie year. Well,
and they won in 90. Like he was on the hot for some. They didn't see the
He
success.
was on the
they
hot
wanted to.
seat his
He came in
first year.
96,
Bro.
97.
I'm telling you, he was on the hot seat, and then they popped off. They went
But
on the run.
96,
couldn't have been on hot-
97, 96,
No.
97 is the year.
David Robinson got hurt.
No, that's 90. That's 99. No, that is 96, 97.
Yeah, 96, 97. They were
David
bad.
Robinson got hurt. They win the
drafted
championship.
They drafted Tim Duncan in 97. They went 56 and 26. Then they had a short year.
Then they had the shortened year, and they
And
won
they
the
won the
championship in the
championship.
shortened year.
And then they've been winning ever since. Ever
In 99,
since.
he almost got. I don't know if this part was true. I don't remember who it was for.
Greg Popovich
But
was
he
nearly
was
I
almost
sacked
think he
for
wasn't
Doc
Avery
Rivers.
Johnson before.
He was
I
almost
thought he
fired.
was.
It was a big thing, and
I
then
thought
they
he was
ended up
the coach,
winning.
Yeah.
And then he was a head coach.
I still remember.
Yeah, but see, even that, like, okay, you almost got fired in a season where your best player went down.
They won that year.
No, they didn't win that
No,
year.
David Robinson.
That's how they got the first
messed up his
overall
back.
pick.
That
The
joker
year
was,
that they fired. What was it? What was the Spurs'
The-
first win?
The Spurs first win.
Right after Mike. Mike won in 98. Spurs won in the year after.
Right.
They were going to fire Pop that year. Because then it's the Lakers for the three-peat. And then it's the Spurs.
I
again.
hear you. What I'm saying is 96, 97 is the season you're talking about. The best player on the team was hurt.
Bro, that's at 99.
They were going to fire Pop in 99. So they were going to fire Pop after a 56 and
after
26
they won the
season.
championship.
Hey, Doug Collins got fired but after he went to the Eastern Conference
Well,
Finals,
he
baby.
does
What are we
have a
talking
point.
about?
He does.
He almost got fired. It just
Tell you
is what it is.
Why don't we go ahead and move on to best and worst of the weekend?
Yeah, I was trying to get out of this, but we brought up Pop getting fired. Like, I don't think that's the same scenario at all. Like, because Mike Budenholzer had been there at that point, what? 4 years?
It
3
was
years?
Jason Kidd, then he inherits that, and they improve every season, and they just didn't get over the hump, and then they won.
And then they fell off a cliff.
Well, when the
I
talent
mean,
got
they
old,
did. Here's the thing: they didn't fall off a cliff. It's just not. Realistically speaking, I don't think nobody want to be there. But that's a whole different thing. I don't think nobody want to be there. I think Giannis got to the point where he's like, I'm kind of done here. Look what the Bulls do to us, man. We be stressing about all this.
We
stupid
lost
stuff.
dang near
got gray
almost
hair.
100 some
Every
people.
time we talking about the Bulls, man. But no, best and worst of the weekend. I think we all got the same best, right? Best was the 30K party.
Absolutely.
30K
Appreciate
party
y'all
was
coming
lit.
through.
Shout out to everybody that
Appreciate y'all
showed up.
coming through.
It was a great time, man. Appreciate everybody who came through. Appreciate everybody who showed love, man.
Shout out to
what
my
the heck
fault.
is going on
No,
here?
no,
What was
sorry,
that?
sorry,
What was
sorry.
that?
Hit the wrong button. Sorry, buddy. No, shout out to who was it? It was sorry. It's Monday. Shout out to Adam and was it Rick or Rich? Long time
for coming through.
long time watchers, never comment, but they said they might
Appreciate y'all.
might get in there. We appreciate you guys for coming out, man. Great guys.
Shout out to Logan 11 for making a drink after us.
Yeah, that little Windy City
Oh yeah,
shot.
the old Windy City Breeze shot. That was
Windy City
that
Breeze.
had me feeling right. I'll tell you that much, boy. I was everybody wanted to take a shot with Pat that night.
Yeah.
Woo!
Whatever that means. But
You know what I mean? But no, it was a great time. I appreciated everybody coming out. Appreciate everybody showing love, and let's do it again at 50.
Yeah, if we're
Hey.
fortunate to get to 50, we'll definitely throw a 50K party.
We're gonna get the 50.
We will.
I mean,
We'll put
fortunate
Pat
to
to
get
the
the
Matrix.
Anything else? Anything else? Best from the
I
weekend?
think we in this one right
Yeah,
now.
yeah,
Let's go,
I
boys.
I ain't
got a
gonna
worse.
lie.
Oh, you got a worse?
What
There you
you
go.
got?
Come
You got
on,
a worse?
talk
What's
to
your worst?
I just didn't like the fact that Brenda Maxwell was cut from the sky. She was drafted third in the draft this year. I thought that she was going to be a good shooter for them, but she got cut off the team. So
She got drafted third overall.
no, third
Third
behind
round.
Camila and Angel Reese. She was literally
Oh.
the 13th pick, which shows you how small the
Small
draft
the
is.
draft
Well, there's not that many teams neither.
There's only
No,
12
They're
teams.
expanding, I think, to one more team.
Toronto's
Toronto.
getting a team.
Yeah.
Ugh, I hate that. I hate that. Toronto fans are garbage.
Yeah.
Toronto
they
fans are garbage. They're
They
pieces
are.
of garbage. They cheered for Kevin
Kevin-
Durant
when
when
he
he
got
tore his
hurt.
ACL because they was gonna win.
Oh, really?
Oh, yeah.
Or when
Yeah.
when he popped his Achilles. No,
Yeah.
Toronto fans are garbage. They
Ooh,
threatened
that's
Diar
messed up. That's
DeRozan
messed up, guys.
when she was trying to get out of the they had to have security get Diar DeRozan out of the stadium because they lost that game to the Bulls in the play-in. Now, Toronto fans are pieces of garbage. Like, they're the worst fans in sports history. And
That's saying a lot
and they
with
should
Boston
absolutely
fans.
lose their team.
Yeah,
That's saying a lot with Boston and Utah fans.
Yeah, you know what I mean? Like, I hate Toronto fans. They could I swear to God, if the Raptors move to Salt Lake City, they got a team already. If the Raptors move to Waukegan, Waukegan would be better fans than
Waukegan
the
Raptors?
If I have to have any
Than
any
Toronto.
worse, is the simple fact that someone actually put a mock where Bronny James comes to Chicago.
Oh, I was going to, yeah, I saw somebody posted that earlier.
Did you see that?
And I had a thought about that, like in the car, and I'm like, what kind of scenario would that be if just for tickets to get Bronny and then
Obviously,
LeBron comes?
I mean, listen, LeBron is still a 20-plus point per game scorer. It's not a bad scenario, but it's not like we got people on the team that's gonna stop developing because.
Yeah. I mean, Patrick Williams is definitely not getting.
You know what I mean?
He's definitely not getting.
Hey,
You watch your mouth.
Don't care.
You watch your mouth.
Don't care.
Io's not getting no ticket because Bronny has to play.
Now you really watch.
No,
Io's
this is what's funny. I don't know. Like
Bronny's not good.
No, I agree with you on that. This is what's funny about it all, though. It's like, can we count playing with your son as like y'all show up to the same building every day? Because I don't think Bronny gonna play. I think Bronny getting drafted in the second round, and he gonna be an end of the bench player.
But
He's gonna be Scottie
that's
Pippen Jr.
LeBron's plan, is it? He's
gonna be Scottie Pippen Jr.
He want to play 1 year with his son,
right? So it
That's
doesn't
pretty
matter
cool.
where you go.
No, but I'm saying, like, don't you gotta like play 1 year with your son?
You so.
Yeah, I mean, like
you're so bogus.
Bronny's gonna get on the court when they take LeBron out because the Lakers are up 20.
Right.
Vito did admit that is a good worst. That is happening too, probably.
That is a worst.
Well,
Inside the NBA is probably coming to an end.
So is it, or
It's
is
time.
probably?
it's time.
I think NBC is getting that big.
wants that.
I ain't gonna lie. I think
$3.2
NBC.
billion.
Yeah, I think NBC might be getting that one.
That's a lot of money.
Basketball on TNT has been an era, and you know what I don't like. It's about to go back to being. First off, they're gonna try to recreate the NBA on TNT. It's gonna be terrible.
Mm-hmm.
And second off, because they tried it with who's doing it now? Freaking the NFL tried it with Gronk. And Gronk, that roast is perfect. Gronk is horrible.
He's terrible.
Gronk is one of the worst analysts I've ever seen in my life. He's like, sometimes tight ends, they catch the football, touchdown. Shut up.
I would say that I like NBA on TNT in terms of the games. I hate the All-Star weekend with TNT. So I welcome if they have a different form.
Yeah,
I couldn't stand,
can we just kill All-Star weekend?
But I'm just saying I never liked the production of how they handle All-Star. Like,
Yeah.
I love Cheryl Miller as a great player. Horrible for years as a commentator, and would be on like I couldn't stand how they would just produce those bits and the All-Star games and all the stuff that they would do. So it would be interesting to see the NBC get it and see what they do with it.
I just don't want it to be, welcome, you're back for another beautiful day of basketball.
If they get Jamal, if they get Candace, because I like them. I actually do like Buddy with the fly shoes all the time. I always forget his name.
Y'all gotta understand this.
He's with Jamal and Candace. He's on there.
This don't mean that they contracts ended.
Lefko?
NBA.
You ever check this?
NBA TV is Turner Sports, so they just gonna put them all over there. They still got contracts with TNT.
No,
they still have contracts with Turner.
With Chuck.
Chuck's is coming to an end.
Chuck's is out.
I think Chuck is done as well.
And then at the same time, Shaq should be done too. Like if Chuck's not there, that's a different show.
That's facts. Chuck being gone would change a lot.
Yeah, you got it.
That's changing everything.
Chuck not being.
Is he a free agent though? He can go where he wants.
Chuck is.
I think Chuck is going home. I think Chuck is about to become
Chuck is the bag, and they're gonna make.
He gonna keep doing his what's the podcast he got with Ernie in the shower or whatever it is in the steam room. In the steam room.
Oh, really? There's so many people. I can't even keep up with all these. I didn't even know he had a podcast.
Oh yeah, him and Ernie got one. It's hilarious, bro. That's when we found out about the soap.
Wow.
He said the soap be too small in the hotel, so he stopped using it because he almost lost a couple bars. Said got close on that. Got close back there. Hey man, we appreciate y'all tuning in and showing love. Hit that like button, subscribe to the page, leave that 5-star review. Y'all know what to do, man. For the pettiest man alive, P Kid, for the super producer Joel Holden, of course, Jordan JC. It's your boy Pat the Designer. Back at it again. Y'all stay safe out there in Chicago. One love, bed down, see red, go White Sox.
Go Cubs.
Yeah, that one. And then Skytown, USA. Sky season starts tomorrow, baby. Stay tapped in. We gotta see if we get Ringo to do some live calls on that.
Hey,
Might
Chicago,
need to throw him back.